But before we end the podcast, Caesar, there was a tragedy recently. So I'm going to need you to, I'm going to say this line and I need you to say the next part. And I'm going to censor the next part where you got it muted. Are you going to cry?
Playing
I'm going to say, I'm going to start it. You do the middle and I'm going to censor the last part, but I'm going to do the last part, but I'll censor it. Okay. Because there was a tragedy, dude. And I was like, damn, dude, for real? I wouldn't go listen. I went to listen to all the old Migos songs we used to listen to, dog. I was like, damn, what was them old songs we used to listen to? But I'm gonna say it right now. This is
what it is,
Young Rich.
nigger.
Hey, hey, man. Hey. I said I was gonna do it and censor it.
Hold
Damn.
on, hold on. I'm like, I almost fainted right now from laughing. Like it was too much laughing right there. Oh my god.
This is what it is, Young Rich. They
YRN.
they Takeoff was tragically murdered. We don't know who did it. It was friendly fire. Whether there's all kinds of rumors, but either way, it just shows that there's just too many guns in this country. We were talking about it on PowerPort recently. When you got a bunch of guns and people just got guns for no reason, they're gonna get used. People are gonna brandish them, and sadly, that's what happened. And now, one of the trailblazing, pioneering rappers from the last decade, Takeoff of the Migos, is dead. And that's a damn shame.
I have a couple things to say about this. I think it's sad. I remember years ago I watched Migos coming up as a fan, especially too. And they used to be in the trap houses and all that stuff. And and I liked Migos a lot. I think that they're gonna get credit one day for basically being a part of the kickoff for like this whole style of music and like the explosion of music in the South was absolutely Migos. Like they were the staple and the original, like the original like face of the brand. Really sad. Takeoff was young too. He's born in
28.
94, 20 years old. Didn't even get to reach. Didn't even get to reach his 30s. So sad. And gun violence. People like DJ Academics go online and they talk about how it's good to be locking up rappers for this stuff and talk about how violence has increased in streets, even though statistically it's shown that violence has gone down. But one thing that's always going to remain prevalent is the easy access of weapons and firearms. I'll give a little bit of a comparison. In California, we had the Pelosi family the Paul Pelosi was attacked in his home. And he's in a state where it's really difficult to acquire firearms without proper licensing. All he had was a hammer on him. Paul Pelosi lived. Can you imagine if this man was walking in there with an AK or strapped up in California, walked in there, it could have been a horrific scene where people would have died. You take away guns, you increase mortality. It's proven. Like the less guns you have, the more people are able to survive. Which I mean, it's easier, a better chance of survival without guns being so accessible in the streets. People are going to get guns no matter what, but when you make it harder to access, it's going to save lives. We need to move towards this. The violence needs to stop, especially with like a lot of these people who are prominent members of the community. Looking at Takeoff passing away made me go into my Snapchat memories, and I was looking at the videos of us at Nipsey passing away, and I got like a little emotional about that. I was like, damn, that was a really important that was a big moment in my life for me. I'll never forget that day. And so it's got to stop. We got to take these guns off the streets and out of people's hands, and yeah, we can't have this no more, man.
Yeah, man. Look, Migos, me and Caesar used to be singing them songs.
I'm the Bakers, man. Screw.
In the huddle, calling plays just like Christian Ponder. Hit him with the sack.
Screamed Ponder. That's a fantastic. And Ponder doesn't even know he's in that song. That's incredible. Incredible.
Hit him with the sack. Uh-oh. Fumble.
Uh-oh. Fumble. They're like they what was great about them is that we were a big fan of when rappers had great ad libs. And they said we're gonna take your ad libs and make it a mastercraft, and they did that for a lot of mixtapes. It was a great time listening to their ad libs in the first album. It was a great time. It was a good era.
I'm the first one. I discovered Bad and Bougie. I was the one that discovered that song.
And then you originally the one that hated that Uzi Vert was on it.
God damn, it's so bad.
That's not really a Migos song though.
Bad and Bougie is Migos.
Is it? I thought it was just what's his name on there?
No, it was Quavo and Offset. But
you're right, it is a Migos song. I'm tripping.
What's the name? But I used to be playing Spotted, and there's a water drop on there, and we used to be like, when you get it, you gotta be like raindrop, drop top. I'm like, it's forever.
That's in my head. Did it pop pop pop?
Like Bad and Bougie. I think Bad and Bougie is what kind of made them like more mainstream for real, because that song was huge.
Absolutely. That made people like Quavo and Offset, they exploded off of that. You know what I mean? And Takeoff is a piece of that. Obviously, he didn't become as big as both of them, but he's part of Migos, and you're just as part of the journey. And
they always said that he invented that flow of theirs, though.
I wouldn't be surprised. That the thing I always say is that it's really sad because I think it's I don't like people also like fetishizing the videos and watching the videos of like the shooting and stuff like that. I personally chose not to watch it. People are talking about there's like a lot of screaming going on and stuff like that. What happened? And Quavo screaming, holding him. I'm like, I can't watch that kind of stuff. But all I know is that it would have been preventative or at least a better chance of it not happening if we would do something about the gun violence. Because this is
fumble. I'll say this too. This is the last thing I'll say about Takeoff. He's the first person I ever heard say the word cap. The first person ever. It was on a Breakfast Club interview. I forgot what Charlamagne asked him, and he was just sitting there. He was like, cap. That was the first time I ever heard that. I had no idea what the hell he was talking about. Now everybody say that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, Migos is the original anti-media, and I can respect that. They hated doing media so much; it was fantastic.
I remember when they did
almost beat up Joe Budden. That was one of my favorite moments. Yeah, in the floral foods, I'm like, that's great.
What academics asked him, asked Takeoff.
You love it. I think you live on Bad Bougie. You love Bad Bougie. What? I think you live on Bad Bougie. You got left on Bad Bougie. I think you live up. And then that was great. That was one of the great moments.
That was great.
The only thing that would have made it better if I actually did swing on Joe Budden, but that didn't happen. It's okay.
I wish that they stomped out him and academics.
Right there would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
They just told Nesca back up.
Yeah. They used to have beef actually with some of them did they have beef with some Chicago dudes? I feel like they had beef with like Chief Keef and them. Or maybe it was some DC dude.
It wasn't Chief Keef. It was somebody else.
It was like some DC rappers.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
But it all got ironed out.
Yeah. What's his name? Well, yeah, I forgot. Some big OG like basically talked to like both sides and calmed down. I forgot who it was, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was early Migos days, and it was kind of wild. But
it was kind of turned up. Nah, that's cool, man. Shout out to them. I really wish the best to that fan. I know they're like cousins, something like that, and family members. I just, wish the best to that family. I hope, everything, gets better and smooth. And so that's horrible to hear. Like horrible.
Yeah, no, I was kind of true. I was like, what?
That's really sad news too. Like at a bowling alley too. And apparently like he wasn't even the one that started the problem. Like, oh, that's terrible.
Wild, yo.
That's why guns are violent, because
guns just suck. Dude.
You know why guns suck also? Because even if you have a target in mind, what happens with guns is other people die out of result of it. Like, yes. Because if you would follow the altercation, it wasn't about like Takeoff, against the world. It was an altercation between two other people, and he just happened to be there too, defending somebody, and then he takes the L. So Absolutely. That's why guns are bad, because you're not an assassin Jack Reacher. People, friendly fire is real. All these things are real. It's dangerous. It's literally a killing machine. Okay,
literally, that's it, to kill humans.
That's what it's made for. That's it.
That's it. But yeah, man, real tragedy. And yeah, I don't even know. Like, it's just really sad.
RIP Takeoff.
Yeah, let's get one more. This is
what it is.
Young Rich.
YRN.
That was our shit back then. Anyway, episode 278, we made a podcast.
I'm gonna listen to that today.
Oh, I've been listening to all of them,
I'm gonna
dog.
listen to it today. I'm gonna go back to that old playlist on Spotify and bump all those old 1017 songs.
Dog, I was listening to damn, what's the one?
Christian Ponder.
Yeah, what is the name of that? Oh, Baker's Man. I was listening to Baker's
I'm
Man.
a Baker's Man.
I was listening to Fight Night. Oh, that was
Ooh,
my shit.
that's the original.